Hello students, I am Sunana Mishra and today I will be taking one more topic of your unit 2, that is limitation introduction to the Limitation Act. You must have heard many a times that justice should be done at the earliest, or justice should be done to all the parties in minimum period of time. Limitation Act 1963 is one of the ways of providing speedy justice to the parties who are coming before the court. Courts will be able to settle the matter at the earliest. First of all, if these matters are coming before the court at as soon as anyone's right is violated. So, if matters or if petitions, suits, applications, or appeal will come to the court at the earliest, then only court will be able to provide justice in these matters as soon as possible, or I can say at the earliest. It is the first condition if anyone is willing to get the justice at the earliest, then it is expected out of him that he should approach the court as soon as possible. He should not keep on lingering filing the case before the court. He should file it as soon as his rights are being violated. Then only court will be able to provide you the speedy justice. Limitation Act basically is providing the time periods within which parties will be able to file their matters before the court. It says that if any matter will come before the court after the expiry of this period of limitation, then court is not going to accept this matter and it will be considered as barred by limitation. Law of Limitation Act 1960, the Limitation Act 1963, first of all, it simply provides for the time period, and it says that every suit, appeal, or application, whatever it is, it should come before the court within a reasonable framework of time or within the prescribed period that is being allowed by the law. It also provides different principles for the calculation of that prescribed period, or I will say the period of limitation. It also talks about so many provisions whereby it is talking about condoning the delay. Say, for example, if any party is coming before the court after the expiry of the period of limitation, and he had some genuine reasons for which he was not able to come and file his case before the court, then if genuinity will be proved in his case, then in that case court can also condone that delay and may allow this party to file the case as if he has come before the court on time. The very first limitation law in India was established in 1859, which came into operation in the year 1862. Law of limitation has developed in different stages, and finally what we have there is Limitation Act 1963. Now I am going to discuss with you people foundation of law of limitation. This is based on different maxims or different principles, and the very first maxim is vigilantibus non dormantibus jura subvenient. It means law helps those who are vigilant of their rights, but not those who are sleeping. Basically, it simply says that court will be able to help only those parties who are very much aware about their rights. They know how to exercise it and within how much time they should exercise it. If you are sleeping on your own rights, then nobody can help you in acquiring or in realizing your right. Second, very important point about Limitation Act is rules of limitations are not meant to destroy the rights of the parties, but only to see that the parties do not resort to dilatory tactics. It simply says that you should come to court on time. If you are not coming to court on time, that it means there are lots of chances that you will fabricate some false evidences and your matter is not so proper that you can come to court and present your matter. But here you have to remember one more point, that rules of limitations are only stopping you from filing the case, or stopping you only from seeking the remedy before the court. But otherwise, it is not stopping any right of yours. So every point of time, you will always have your right, but sometimes if period of limitation has already been expired, then in these cases, you may be stopped from filing this matter before the court. Main objective of Limitation Act 1963 is to provide basically the specific time framework within which a person can file a suit in a court. If such law would not have been there, then it would become very difficult for the court to settle all the matters and to see if proper cause of action is there or not. Similarly, and on the top of it, if a matter will come very late before the court, then chances will be there that plaintiff or the appellant will be losing the value of its evidences. After a certain period of time, it becomes quite obvious that evidences will not be remain the same. Here you have to clearly understand one more point about law of limitation, that is law of limitation bars the remedy but not the right. So say for example, if you gave 1 lakh rupees loan to your friend A and he is not paying you this loan even after 3 years. Okay, so he took his loan for 1 year, and period of limitation that is being prescribed for these monetary cases is 3 years. So here, if suppose you gave your money to A and A is not paying you that money after 1 year, so you did not take any action. You were quite you were quite uh, like you were not thinking too much about it. You just thought that whenever I will need, I will take this money from A. But here you will say that if you will file this matter after the period of limitation, then this suit will not have any value. Okay, and here what Limitation Act says is that you will not be part of your remedies. Say for example, if A is ready to pay you this money after 6 years, then you cannot say no, or he can also say no, that no, this period, like I do have this right here. So here, if that person is paying you this money after the expiry of the period of limitation as well, then you can easily accept this money. The only thing that is being barred by this law of limitation is that after the expiry of the period, you cannot go to court for filing the case. What you can do here is you can uh, settle your claim outside the court. Nobody will be going to stop you. Nobody is going to stop you, but you cannot approach the court for seeking the remedy in these cases if you have already crossed your period of limitation and you were not vigilant enough to look after your rights. So in that case, if this party is willing to pay you this money after the expiry of the period, the only thing that is required is your willingness to accept this particular money. Accept it, your like right will always be subsisting there, but not the remedy. And what remedy we are talking here about? We are just talking about remedy of approaching the court. So law of limitation basically provides that your right will not be, you will not be you losing your right. You will only lose your remedy for seeking your remedy, whereby you could seek relief by approaching the court. So this was all about introduction of the Limitation Act, whereby I told you what is the basic foundation, what is the purpose of the Limitation Act, and what I told you one more important point about Limitation Act, that is it only bars the remedy but not the right. So thank you so much. We'll see you again in the next video.